Alrighty, sorry group for the wait. I was just trying to make sure all the recording was going well. Okay. So last time I think we went backwards. No, this time we'll start from Max. So, okay, Max, I see that you're here, and we'll go ahead and get started. First, any specific questions you want to start with?
I don't know if I have any specific questions. I know I need to go back and look at the retention area lecture again to kind of figure out and remind myself how to add um the spot elevations to those. But um oh, I guess at the bottom, um near the wall, the contours, I know they need to kind of turn the other way, tilt the other way, but I don't know how I would do that in terms of like where the contours go, if that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah, I'm going to zoom into that area and start drawing. So the first thing we need to check is whether or not you have the correct TFFE and BFFE, and it seems that it hasn't been updated. The TFFE should be 1109 point something, depending on where you enter the building. So, so this is 09, and
Oh,
oh 09 should stop here.
yeah, I completely forgot that because I changed the contour after we met last time, and I completely forgot to change the FFE. Sorry.
Right. So if this is 9.5, for instance, the back would be 99.5, and that would be 99, and then you would have 98. So that's 10, 9, 8. So 8 will be here, which can remain here. So that's fine. And then what we just need to do is, yeah, I actually have to zoom back out a little bit. Okay. So 99, 99, 98. Yeah, that doesn't need to be changed. So what you likely would need to do, all these, they could stay. You could, again, turn that more away from the wall. This one can go like this. Yeah, what you have been doing is similar to what needs to be done, but the tail just needs to turn.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. And this one cannot hit the, let's see, yeah, this one cannot hit the wall like that. It needs to turn a little bit to attach to the other side of the wall, because otherwise the water will be draining to your wall. Or what you could do is you could, turn the wall, shorten the wall to here. So basically you have a paved surface over there, and water will just drain out, right? But I think it might be easier for you to get downstairs for just turning. Either you can attach this one here or attach that one there. Does that make sense? Yeah,
Yeah,
so that contour.
so I don't have to keep the specific angle on that one. I can kind of wrap it around the wall.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That's that one. If you have a stairs over here, you don't need this space. You could have your wall just be like that. Okay, you don't have to have that space. You can move the wall just to be right against your building wall as an extension of your building wall.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. The other thing. Oh, the contour here. You have this one, and that one is actually over there. Okay. Um, this one cannot connect right across the curb. So this is a closed contour. Close the contour of 1106, and then you have another 1106 going around. Well, going around and connect back there. And honestly, because your center line goes like this, oopsies, line please. Your center line goes like that. You have to create a garden that connects somewhere like this. So you would need to move this back. Your 6 could be here, or your 6 could be around. Yeah, it's better if it's around, because you don't want the water to drop. So what we need to do is move this one as close to the 4 as possible, and then move the 6 as close to 5 as possible. That's your 6. Well, if your 5, okay, if your 5 goes like that, then your 6 can be here. Then you have a larger enough area here for your garden that connects to the lowest point of the swell. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
which means you do need to try to move these out. The 8 can do like that. No, the 7, 6, and 5. Okay, that's that. Let's see. Going to zoom out again and see if there's contour issues. Oh, so again, try to label your contour number very clearly so I don't need any efforts to identify where I am. So this is 9, 10, 11. That's your, I don't think we need to move the 13. So if this is a 13, your 12 will be in the middle of somewhere. So that's how you connect your 12. Your 13, if there's a curb here, then you would do this. If there is no curb for this segment of the road, then you could connect directly out. So that's how you can make it less complicated for that area. And make sure that you're sticking to the 4 feet away minimal distance rule. I think we missed one contour somewhere. Did we miss an 8 over here? Yeah, I think we lost an 8. So this is 10, that's 9. And on that side, this was that, 9. We still need an 8, which could go like this, Well, this is a plaza, so it needs to stay away. Can do something like this and hit the wall. Okay, so we're missing an 8. And in order to
Okay.
create more space here, we can tighten this up. Does that make sense? And these needs to be like that. So we have some space in the middle for water to drain to the garden. Okay. Alrighty. That's the things that I can see clearly standing out. Okay. Well, I do encourage you to keep working on this during class time. I suppose that we will have some time at the end of the class to go over more questions. You would want to keep those areas, but you can tighten this up. You don't have to connect like that. Okay? So this is what you can do for all of these contours. Only make space where no necessary. These areas, they can be steep, so that's okay to stay 4 feet apart. But where you need to create a garden, you need more space like what I drew just now. Only at the tail, not the tail. No, in this location, you would need the contours to stay away. But yeah, for instance, this one can be attached somewhere like very close. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
That one would be going like this. That can go like that. Okay. All right. So that way, no, we don't try to attach far away from existing contours. We just basically don't need to move anything in this area. Right? Okay. All right.
All
Okay.
right. Thank
I'll move
you.
forward. Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome. So next I have Seth.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Hanging in there. Be better next week. All right. What should we look at today?
So I was having a question on how to grade like near the ramp because I feel like I'm
Okay.
pushing contours, but then like the more contours I push, the less room I have, and so trying to kind
Well,
of come up with a strategy.
you're on the right track. It's just these areas that are having trouble connecting. Um, so we have 107, then we had the line weight here needs some work so that the contours instead of the pavement would stand out. So you have 107 there. Next one is 106 around the, okay. So that is your, and then there is another contour over here. Trying to digest these lines. Okay, so that's that one. This is that.
Oh, I didn't even realize that got copied over. My bad.
Which one?
The one
Oh, this
that
one?
did the building that was
Oh, okay. Yeah,
yeah.
that's, yeah, no worries. That's okay. So you have that 7. Then we need another 6 going over like that. 5. Well, I'm not quite convinced that we need this to be because eventually you want this to be connected to this. So it might be better if we have a solution like that. Okay, yes, that's a wall here. You can actually move your wall forward to here. Then you can connect earlier. Then you can start your ramp actually somewhere here. So you have a little bit of higher elevation to start with. Then this rain garden will be in that place. I'm not convinced yet you needs pavement. Because I'm driving over and then I could park over here.
Okay.
So people will be dropped off over here, then you don't necessarily need that pavement. And so that can be back there. So this area would be able to get a steeper. Now your 6 can go, yes, your 6 would go around like this and then hit the wall like that. Now we start to see some, conflict between your contours and your ramp. That's okay. 5 connecting like that, connecting back. So yes, now we start to lay out the contours on the ramp. So if I'm starting with 7, starting with 7 over here, I'm eyeballing based on your contours, like that. So we'll also need to see, okay, this is 08. Yeah, this is 08. Is that right?
Yes, yeah.
So TFFE roughly like this. Bottom FFE 98.5. We're trying to connect to 98 somewhere here instead of 7. So this is going to be around 8. Now we have 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 9, 8. So that's that's pretty good. Now our goal is to try to connect back. We're running out of space here, so my 9 needs to go somewhere like this. Let's see. What is this line again? Can you remind me? That's actually, this is 0. Okay, so this is 95. So yeah, let's try. Now my 6 and 5. Oh, 5. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yeah, this is hard. Okay, now keep going. And my 8 will be landing somewhere there. And my 8 will need to do this. Okay, this wall. Coming through. Okay, 97 needs to be down here. Yeah, my 97 can actually wrap around. But essentially, I'm having issues with all that area. This is,
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard to gain that space. Yeah. So the conflict being that we can't have, all right, we can't have this area being too far away from the 95. Yeah, that's why we get into trouble. So if we
Okay.
can try to manage to flip this and then do this, and then this becomes 0, then it might be a little better. So that will get it to 2, that will get to 1, and this area will be 0, 9, 8. That might be a little better, but not too much improvement. So the goal is to try to get through, the goal is try to get through a lot of length for the first portion, and then this portion will be shorter. So I think if you can change, the first thing would be, okay, let's start lower. Let's start lower, so we have a smaller overall distance to start with. Yeah, I'm close to 7 here, right? So I can actually reduce 20 feet just by doing that, about 20 feet. And then
Okay.
I am trying to get through a lot of elevation change for the first portion. Once I get to here, if I can get to 98, even 0, I should be better off coming down. You might not even need to go down to there. I think you may be able to stop right here and get to, let's see, yeah, I think you should be able to get to 0 at about this location,
Okay.
and then come down like that. So having a larger angle at the end will help. This angle, instead of being very parallel, basically you're trying to create no slope along a ramp that is almost completely perpendicular to the original slope, which is very hard to do. So yeah, so if you angle this a bit more, so it more or less mimic, not a, no, it has a larger angle with the ramp, the slope that you're trying to create, then you should be better able to attach to the original contour.
Okay.
Start early, lengthen the first portion, and then angle the ramp with a larger angle than what you originally had, which is quite parallel to existing contours.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's that part. I'm gonna clear all this. And we have contours over here. I think we're lacking some design in this area. You seem to have space. Yeah, you seem to have space for creating those gardens over here, and then this comes down. Your swale comes down here. There is a deck corner over there, another deck corner over there. So those all needs to be connected to some sort of a garden. This area, relatively small, I would say that drainage area is relatively small. So you don't necessarily need a big garden over there. I think these are more critical than that one, because this is clean and that is dirty coming out of the plaza, no, the parking lot, the water will be a lot dirtier than the plaza water. You do need some connections over there. So I see that you have a trench drain, but that needs to be connected at the lowest point. And what else?
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
that doesn't go across. And then, yeah. The stairs is okay. I'm not convinced that we need the space.
Okay, you like put the wall like flush with the building there.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I would suggest enlarging this area a bit more. Is that about 10 foot? Oh, yeah, if it's 10 foot, then it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because this seems to be where people kind of get off. So that might be worthwhile. Or if you have the wall flush, then do something like that. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna zoom out again. Just take a quick look at the other contours. So we have 13, good, 12, those are all good. Okay. The 7 and 7, 6. Yeah, those are good. Yeah, I would say the major thing right now is the retention area.
Okay, so add more bioretention.
Yeah, just make sure you treat all these water at their deck corners. You don't necessarily need curb here. Basically, that would be your, so if you want to keep the sidewalk, those are not useful, right?
The ends of the
Yeah, you don't
sidewalk or
really need,
the.
you don't really need that, that sidewalk at the end. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so that would be your curb line. Make sure that this is dealt with. Make sure this is in this area instead. This one, make sure you find the lowest point. The lowest point here. Yeah, that seems okay. Yeah, and all these areas, they need to need the garden to be added. And okay. Nope. Yeah, and also curb ramps needs to be added. Yeah, this seems to me a little tight. Double check for them to be 4 feet at least. If you can make this uniform, make these lines. So basically, you can set this one, and then set that one, and all these you can offset. Find out, divide how many parts that you need in between, and make them uniform.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh. Let's see if this is correct over here. 13. Yeah, they're right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, contours, those are all the things that I can see. Yeah, keep working on the retention. And
Okay.
yeah, don't forget to change your back side. We talked a little bit about this actually is about 98 over here. Now you
Oh,
have
okay.
97, so
I
it's
see.
1 feet off. And then all these needs to reflect. So 4321098. Yeah, these still need some work just to make sure that you can go back at about 97. This is
Okay.
the 97 is actually the last one that you connect. You can connect around the back plaza. Alrighty.
All right. Thank you.
Alrighty. You're welcome. Okay. Talking to Anne next. So we have a question here. Got a comment about water running onto the driveway. Not sure how to fix it. Fixing the base map here. Wasn't sure exactly. Okay. So let's take a look at. Yeah, water has basically what you do. Oh, Anne, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, Wuhan.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Basically, you just drag these up so you form your swell starting early, right? So your swell would go like this instead. So you wouldn't have water draining that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's how you fix that area. Okay. Let's move to the other parts. So this one is about, wasn't sure exactly. What I think is you probably don't need that space. Yeah, you don't need that space. You have a stairs here. You have your ramp going over there. Yeah, this one, you don't necessarily have to create a swell there at all, right? Basically, you just could have this right against the building. So your pavement could be, if you would like to, you can even do a curved pavement and starting your ramp over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, anything else that you would like to talk about?
I also regraded the back plaza. Could you please take a look at that to see if it's okay?
So you have 99 going down, 99. I think here you are a little too steep.
Okay.
So if you want to, yeah, if that's the part of the plaza, 99 being here, you would have about 98.6 something over at this location. So this will need to be moved out, your 98.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and also if you have a 99, you would have a little bit of 9. So these spots don't match with your TFFE. This feels like your TFFE should actually be 8.62.
Oh, I
Because
thought
that's door elevation. You wouldn't have a step, one step up.
Oh, okay, so it's not like the previous assignments where your TFFE had to be like a foot or half a foot higher than.
No, yeah, because we're trying to enable ADA access from the front door, right? If you have all the ramps over here, there, and there, it wouldn't make a lot of sense to have a step, right in front of the building. So you would lower that. Now, if you want to raise it by 0.1, that's okay, so that you make sure that water doesn't get into your building. But it wouldn't be a foot of a difference in front of your door or at your door. So that will be able to lower your back to 98 point something. So you might actually get to have your 98 over there.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that.
Sounds good.
I think last questions. Could you also take a look at my the ramps that I did because I think, sorry,
Sure.
I wasn't sure about the flare slope. I wasn't really sure how to measure that slope.
How to measure which one? Could you please repeat the
Yeah, I was talking about the flares for all the slopes.
oh these ones.
Yeah, I wasn't
Um
sure how to measure
you
the slope.
basically you can just mark a maximum.
Oh, you just mark it as 8
Yeah,
point.
right. Yeah, for this one, you actually stop that curve right there because you won't have a curve anymore, right? And
Oh,
then you have this, and you have that line. Oh, you have this line, and you have that line, and you can just mark maximum.
okay.
Yeah, you don't have to measure the flare. TR, BR, yeah, all the other things look okay. You wouldn't have a TC there anymore if that's because you basically you don't, let's see, yeah, you don't necessarily have a TC. Oh, you do, sorry, yeah, sorry, okay,
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
all your questions or
Um,
take a
yeah, I
quick
think those are all
look.
my questions, unless you see anything that's jumping out at you.
Okay. Well, I would not I don't think it's necessary to create another swell here. I think, oh, come on. Yeah, these can do that. And I would only think that you need, yeah, that one can go here, no problem. And this one, you know, there would be something here. You could also create something over there. No, don't necessarily have to create anything over here because that's clean water. And this one, I would recommend putting in a bioswale, not a bioretention over there. I can see that you had one here.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's intersecting with the center line. That's good. Okay, that's why. I see why you don't have it. Okay, if you don't have it, let's just erase this. Yeah, I still think you just need to do these. No need to create a small swell anymore because this is a better solution. It has a more uniform slope.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, and the swale would just end. I mean, the plaza swale would end. Would it end after the? Oh, it would just end there. Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Zoom out one more time. Yeah, I wouldn't create something like this here.
Okay.
I would try to aim for, yeah, you probably have enough space over here. So I would try to aim for doing this
Okay.
instead of having a little swale at the end. I would try to do this. No, again, it should be a little closer to where your wall is. And yeah, you had this going back at 96, right? Yeah, that's where it's back. So see what you can do to make that happen.
Okay, got you.
Yep.
All right. Well, those are all my
Alrighty.
questions. So
Sounds
thank
good. Yeah. we'll talk to, see this one, I can't see the name. That's Ryan's. Right. Hey, Ryan.
Good morning, Wu Hong.
Good morning. I am going to clear this and then look at the questions. Thank you for including questions. Yes, you do need a 1107. Yeah, and I would encourage you to increase the contour number so it's very easy to see where things are. And yes, you offset this line by 50. That's where your, not parallel. Just guessing. That's probably your 110. Yeah, that's your 06, no, 07. That's a 07, and that's a closed contour, and you would have one more 07 outside of the drop-off area, and that's all correct. Your 08 would not be, I think your 09 is actually not correct. So you have your 09 doing this. And then you have your 08. I'm trying to look where, okay. If that is your center line actually goes like this, then this one needs to turn. Do that, and then this is the closed contour. Your 08 is somewhere, yeah, over there, that's correct. It goes like this, and it will change directions on the ramp. Then 08 can come back to here, that's correct. Yeah. Just to make some more room for the contours below. I think that these can tighten up here. All right, that's the contours in that area.
Thank you.
Cool. The other questions, let me clear this. Need more swell orientation along the side. Yeah, you seem to be running out of space in this area. But you still could. There is still about 10 foot that you could utilize. And I think there's one contour off in this area. Oh. So if you look at your 13, that's your 12. And your 12 connects back over here. So this is actually your 12. Is that right? Nope. Okay, we're actually not. And now I see where your 12 is. It's going like this, and then go like that, and then attach like this. So I don't know where that is, what that is. I don't think you need that one.
Just use the one to the left of it.
Yeah, so this is the 12. Yeah, just to make sure I got it correct, I want to do the 12 originally is over here. That's, yeah, this 12 goes like this. Yeah, that's correct. You don't have this one. Get rid of that one. That's your 12. And that's your 13. Yeah, good. Heading go like that. Yeah, okay. Clear this one, and then let's take a look at 11. So basically, I don't have that one anymore. Your 13 would be here, and 12 would connect like this. That's correct. Okay, yeah. 11 would be there. Your HPS could be here, in fact. Then you would have your retention somewhere here. That's the 9, yes. 9, go like that. You could tighten this up to make a little bit more room for your swell there. Good. Okay, that's all good. Now let's take a look at this one. Can I add a curb cut and retention at this corner? Definitely, and you should, because this is that corner. The DI goes with the the curb cut, and then the bar retention would be in this area, having a direct connection from that curb corner to this retention area.
Right.
All right. Double check. Yep, that's correct. Okay, that's that. Let's take a look at this. Oh, your swell. Yeah, there's a problem over here. Your swell is going this way, right?
Yes.
And your swell is actually going into your ramp. So you need to start your ramp a little bit later. Start your ramp later here. And you don't necessarily need a wall there. Yeah, I can understand why you include the wall before. If you start from this place, then you don't need a wall.
Okay.
All right. So that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I was trying to see if that center line can be changed in any way to make it easier.
Do we have to display those center lines?
Yes, you do. It needs to be represented with a
okay.
center line type.
Okay.
Goes up. Well, the other thing you could do is you could do something like that, and then further move this away from your ramp. Oh, that one was drawn in. Doesn't improve a lot, maybe just a little bit.
I may have to take that ramp past my lower plaza and then turn around. Is that okay?
Past your lower plaza and turn around. Right now, the straight one, if I zoom out, the straight one may not have enough length, but let's zoom out and see. Yeah, so one thing you could do is you could further turn your contour away from the front wall of your building so that you can have your swell line a little bit further from the building. And then let's zoom out. Let's see. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do seem like that you have a overly short ramp there. Yeah, because it's almost, you won't be able to get down to 108 over here. If you look at your 109, there's not enough in there. It's too steep for you to be at 108 at that point. It's about
Right.
8.5 there, and the distance, it looks like a 10% slope at least. Yeah, it does look like about 10 feet apart. So that's about, yeah, that's about 10%, and we need half of that. We need 5%. Yeah, so you do need to redesign this ramp, make it longer.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We have one more question somewhere on top, right? Yes. Here. Oh, we did answer that. Okay. Want to check one more thing. 9.599, 8765. Those are okay. Just make sure you check these distances. That seems pretty close. These ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I need bioretention below my lower plaza?
Ideally, yes. Yes, you do.
Okay.
You do need bioretention below your lower plaza, which means we are sort of running out of space. Okay, your 99 is over here. Then 8787. Yeah, you should be able to incorporate that within that space.
Right.
Getting a little tight. But you could aim for 4 feet apart for the later part, and that should give you about 10 foot of a width for the retention, so that should be okay. The other thing is you could lower this, so the bottom will be lowered as well, and then you can earn a little space by lowering your entrance. So if you put your entrance, for instance, here, it would be close to 9 instead of 9.5. Right? Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's that one. I'm gonna zoom out one more time just to take a quick look. Yeah, I think you don't need to move so many contours in this area. There's definitely some space to tighten up. For instance, I can do this, right? And then I can do that. So that I only need space in that area for the retention. So I could do something like this. Then all these don't need to be moved.
Okay.
Yeah. So that you won't run into very tight situations here. And I suspect that oh no, it's connected correctly, but it's getting a little too close in that area.
Right.
But anyway,
right.
You should be able to save a lot of save a lot of earthwork in that area.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Alrighty.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Okay, let's move forward. This is Nick's work. I need some help with offsetting this contour to the front of the building. It doesn't seem to be lined up correctly. Okay, zoom in. We have that center line. We have 1106.5. Nick, do you mean 1107? You're having some difficulty with 1107?
Yeah, the contour in front of the building. So there's two lines that are like in the building right now, and that's what happens when I offset them, and they don't.
Yeah.
They cross in the building, so I don't really know what to do there.
Give me a second. I gotta check. Ferris wants to be in my room. I'm trying to assign. Well, honestly, I have handed host to Steward. Well, I might need to pop back to the breakout main room to let him know. Give me a second. Sorry about that.
Quite truthful. So I'm going to say if this is your edge of pavement, purple is your edge of pavement, correct?
The other one is the edge of
The other
pavement.
one's the pavement. Okay. So I'll put the red one in. So
Okay, I'm back. We got the 1106. Okay. So there's one thing that I noticed that doesn't, you probably need to change the, so yes, your 06, there's 06 over there, but no 06 in the parking lot anymore. So that needs to go up. And, I'm starting to get a little confused. So bear with me for a little bit. Nick, did we go through some of these?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I made some changes, and I think I forgot to fix one of the things, but
So yeah, let's go over it one more time because I tend to get confused if I don't go through that process. So this is 7. And this is the 7, yes? And
yeah.
all of that is actually on the pavement, so that's correct. That's 7 as well. This is 7. Okay, so this should be going back here. That should go back there and go like this. And then, yeah, that should be extended. And then coming back here and then going back there. So that should be correct 1107. We'll still need to take a look at this place, but I'll zoom out later to take a look at that area because I'm not sure where the so that's a retention area. Okay, so then it needs to go around the.
Yeah, I think that's what I forgot to do. Is just meant to make it go around.
Right. Yes. Okay, so that's 7, and we're trying to do a 6. Yeah, we have the 6 over here. It's not yet parallel, so we do need to make it parallel first. It feels like if it's parallel, then it needs to be in this situation, similar to that. And now we're trying to get to a center line here. Then I would say my 1106 would be doing that. Then you would probably have this situation. And now it's looking better. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my question is, if when I offset that those 2 lines for 50 feet,
Yeah.
If it goes back into the building, well, like what am I supposed to do then? Because I keep changing it and it keeps doing the same thing.
And this is basically what you have. If it's both in the building, then you don't have a 7. So if you get to this situation, then this doesn't exist.
Okay.
Yeah, but based on your center line here and your 6, if the 6 is turned to the right direction, because this is all pavement, right? So if
Yeah.
6 is in the current location, you might have a little bit actually on the plaza, but I wouldn't know without being in CAD. So you do need to double check
Okay.
if this is actually the right situation there. Okay, so that's that. Trying to take a look at. Okay, the other contours look okay. That's 6, your 5. Okay, your 5 would need to be, yeah, your 5 would need to change to lower. Doing that. This area, because of the ramp, it does need to do something like this. Okay. All right. So those are, yeah, just make sure this 7.4 seems high. If you have a little bit of contour here, your TFFE would be pretty close to 7. If you don't, then is actually below 7. Okay, so that's that. Let me zoom out, clear this, zoom out, and take a quick look. Ah. Right. It does seem like you need to connect this DI with your retention.
Okay, so basically just extend the one up so it
Yes.
goes into
Yeah.
it. All right.
Yeah, correct. Not convinced that you need this one though, because there is no curve. Yeah, there's no curve here. This one is a single line because you have a plaza and then you have a vegetation area. You don't need a curb over here. You're not trying to create this situation. You're basically kind of smoothly transition to the lawn area at the edge here. So that is one line. That's one line. You don't need a curb cut over here. This will be extended. Okay. 06 looks in the correct location. These needs to be so that you don't get too close over there. Yeah, you have trench drains, so those needs to be connected to the retention
Well, because I'm
area.
draining. Last time you told me to drain them down.
Yes, that's correct. Well, because you have, well, you could do turning the contour like this. Oh, that's not a contour. You could do turning the contour like that. Then you don't need a trench drain. But because your contour right now is pretty much directing water like this, the water is not flowing to the curb. So if you don't change the contour, you would need a trench drain. Okay?
Okay, but so because I have those trench drains and they're going down, do I still need a bioretention on both sides then?
Oh,
Or just on the
okay.
bottom? Because I have them draining into 2 on the bottom. Because
Sounds good. No, sounds good.
okay.
I forgot about that. So if that's the case, you actually can tighten this up, and you don't need to create space in that area. Okay, that sounds good.
Do I have to just real quick? Do I have to show a percent going like showing that the trench drains are going down, or is that just implied?
You wouldn't, yeah, you would not mark an arrow on the trench drain. It is implied because you had an opening. But
Yeah.
what we do need to look at is actually the elevation, whether or not this elevation is correct. So if I zoom in, oh, and I take a look at the elevation here, you have a curb cut. The trench drain is actually lower. So your water entrance would be a half foot lower than your curb cut because the drain is underground, right? The drain is underground. The water comes out not at the elevation of the curb cut, but at the elevation of the bottom of the trench drain. So yes, you calculated out the curb cut over here being 9.28. Yes, then you should minus that by 0.5, saying your trench drain outflow is actually at 1108.78. Then your bottom and your high point needs to be determined by the trench drain elevation instead of your curb cut elevation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. There's a DI. Curb cut C. Okay. Yep, that's okay. Did we change your ADA away from there? Yes, your ADA would now be here.
In the middle?
In the middle where, well, when people come over, if you have ADA, if they see ADA, they will park over there. And then how do they get up? Seems your ramp is over here. So yeah, so as close to that ramp as possible would be this area. Unless you're designing a ramp directly to go up. Otherwise, I would suggest moving to here.
So if I move them there, I don't have to add an extra ramp anywhere then?
No, they will basically just see this big ramp, very spacious ramp, and they would just walk over there. Yeah, it's close enough, right? Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah, the bottom seems to be connecting okay. You would not need an LPS here.
Okay.
6, 5. Well, make sure it seems this will be more than 50 foot away. And I understand we're creating some space over here. Yeah, I would push the 5 over. Basically you offset again this line by 50 to get to where a 5 needs to be, because we don't want this area to become too flat. Now we have this, and then we can have this over here. Your 1104 would be like this. 3, 2. You can save even more space with that one.
And you're saying move that bioretention in between 5 and 4?
move your 5 in this direction, because otherwise your 5 and your 6 is a little too far away, making some of the areas too flat.
Okay.
Okay. So this way you would have, no, basically you offset this line by 50 and finding out where your 5 is. And then you have your retention in this area.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Alrighty, that's all I have.
Yeah, that was good. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Aubrey. So Plaza to 198, 1098. Oh, okay. So Aubrey, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Hey. So your bottom FFE is 1099, right? Basically, this elevation, no, either this elevation or that elevation is 1099. You could do it either way. You could offset this line by 50 to get your 98, or you could offset that line. Your choice. So if I were to look at how much is it 50, I'm trying to look at the 50 distance. It feels this is getting me to 98 somewhere here by offsetting at 2%. So that will be giving me 98. Okay. Well, you don't necessarily have to have such a big plaza. If you just want your plaza to be here, what you would need to do is measure this distance and figure out the spots over here. And from this point on, you can get down to 25% steep, right? You may not want to be that steep, but you can. So if that's the case, you would have about 1098, for instance, 0.5 over here. And then you can use 4 feet, 2 feet to get to your 98 contour. Right? So if you want
2 feet, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to get to your 1098 contour, that's how you find where 1098 is. But essentially 98 is somewhere over here. Okay? 98 over here, then if your 98 is over there in the original line, then your wall would need to be extended to whatever 98 is, because that gives you a 98 that is doing this. Sense? Yeah.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Then, yeah, and then you would have your 97 go around just in the original contour. Yeah, you need to move a little bit of 97 in that corner, but yeah, you got the idea. So that's how you find all the contours at your back plaza and how to connect around the retaining wall.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. The line type is backwards. 6, 5, or 5 needs to be thicker. Just to point that out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to clear this. Anything else that you want to discuss today?
I don't think so. I know we went over my buyer retention previously.
Yeah.
Oh, my ramp.
Right. Yeah, we don't
just
have
added
a ramp
that.
yet. Right, we don't have a ramp design yet.
Oh, I have one up there.
Right,
Like
we have the lines, but we don't have the contours on it yet. So
yeah.
let's take a look. So yes, we can start from here. I would be calculating this spot based on where my 1108 is. So my guess is it's probably 7.5 there. So I have about that distance to get to 7. So that should be 25 feet. Okay, that needs to be probably there. Okay, my 1108, I would, yeah, your ramp is a little too close to your building. So if you move the wall over here and then start attaching your contour sooner to this wall and move your ramp away, because you don't want your 108 to be on your ramp, right? You want
Yeah.
this, yeah. I actually think you probably need to do this instead to make it work. But
Okay.
the idea is to try to get to 5%, 20 feet. Yeah, that, I don't know if that's a good estimate. Yeah, that's probably a good estimation. So yeah, let me just try using this line instead. Okay, now we'll mark 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 9, 8, 7. And you're at about 8 at the bottom. No, actually 9. If you're at 9 at the bottom, it's actually a lot easier than this. Yeah, if you're at 9 at the bottom, then we'll start to connect them back. So your 7 will be here. That's actually a wall. Yeah, you would have a wall until we can connect back to, actually running out of space here. Let's see. Well, I do need to zoom back out to be able to see. Starting over. So 6 goes here. There's no small slivers of contour there. Okay. 6 is doing this and then coming back. Yeah, I'm just leaving that there so that I know where to connect. 7 is going around and then try to connect back to, yeah, you would have a wall here as well. 7 needs to be happening somewhere here. So it needs to, yeah, you do need to have a wall here. Your 8 will be doing this. And your 7 needs to come out. Oh, actually, you should be able to do without a big wall. No, 7 can come out like this. All right. Yeah, that's clear. I don't think we need a wall there. Good. Now, yeah, you do need a wall here. Now we need
Okay.
6. 6 come out of here. 6 also. 6 will be somewhere here. So yes, it comes to the wall. Will be wrapping around your ramp. Your 6 will be attaching to the wall somewhere and then come out from here and then come out there. So now you can see I should try to make my 5. If my 5 is over here, again, it needs to attach to the wall. Well, there's some drainage issues that we need to solve. because I want to direct water away from my wall. So it needs to actually attach to it like this. Yeah, all right. So actually my 5 used to do this. And my 5 is over here, then I connect back to my 5 over there. 4 would be coming down here, and then yeah, then you can see why I shouldn't have this portion of the ramp be on these contours, right? So that's
Yeah.
why I do need to make it go away a little bit more. So now if this is my 4 over here, my 4 over there, I could, if we're using this new line, yeah, if we're using this new line, then if my 4 is over here, then I can go directly like this. Does that make sense? Yeah, I wish I can.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I wish I can move just a portion of. Let's see. Maybe this is better. My 5 goes like this, and I have another 5 close here, and my 4 goes like that. Okay. Then directly across the ramp, I don't need a wall here anymore. My wall can stop here. It's getting a little complicated, but yeah, it's just complicated on the plan, but the principle actually is very much the same. Does that make sense here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we can still save some space. We don't need to go down so far. So this caused a problem a little bit because now you can see the contours start to be crossing the ramp. But no, what we can do is we can move things, forward earlier, like tighten these up. But in case that still it's a little bit too tight, you could again do something like this. So you could move things as you draw these contours out. And then I think we're back at 99. So now we can see that our ramp is actually doing this. And I think we'll be able to get back to 99 right there. So then the rest of the ramp can be flat. Yeah, and this could be just like that, and then connecting back to your plaza.
Okay.
Yeah, try and then we can take a look at it again.
Okay, sounds good.
It will probably only take a few minutes to just verify that you have done things correctly. All right. Okay. Well, let me try to save a screenshot so that you have that one, and then I will clear. Cool. These, you shouldn't have 2 lines over here as your 108. Okay, I understand why you have your 108 being your bioretention contour, but they could not cross each other. You might have a situation like that instead.
Okay.
Okay, or
Yep.
or doing this whichever way, you should be fine. Okay. Yeah, anything else that you would like to talk about?
I don't think so. That was very helpful though.
I think we are having extra.
Oh no, when I I just noticed that too. I forgot to connect it to 107.
Not contour,
It's way
base map there. You wouldn't be able to drive through. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you either do this or you actually push this back. But either way, this should be kept. That distance should be kept all the way.
Okay. I'll fix that.
Let's see. Yeah, right. If we clear this, then you should be able to drive around there. You may want to tighten this up a little bit more, but it's also, yeah, it's okay that you just keep this flush with the last parking lot. You shouldn't have a rounded corner for your parking lot. If you do, then you actually can get rid of that parking spot just by doing this.
Okay.
Okay, so this area is not useful, and we'll just do that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Okay. Keep working, and yeah, if we need to, we can come back to that ramp at the end.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All righty. Hey, Joey, are you here?
Hi, Wuhong.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Good.
All right.
Good to hear.
So, I don't have too many questions. I still have a lot to work on from our last review.
Okay.
I added some buyer retention along the entry drive there where my trench drain is, and at the bottom, if we could just look over
Yep.
that, and then I have a few other little questions, and the rest I still have from last time.
Yes. We have a curb cut over here. Is at yeah, we do need to allocate some time to fix the line weight and everything.
Yeah.
So if this is 7, we have 106.8 to 5 and 0.55. That's cool. And then I think there is a confusion about what the RDI is. This is HP. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's try to move the label of the RDI above the HP, away from the HP, so there's absolutely no confusion about what this number is.
Gotcha.
That should be the RDI.
Okay.
Okay. Your 6 is over here. You have a 6. Yeah, be sure to label all the contour as well for the retention. Yeah. So that works. Yeah, that does work.
Okay.
I'm not sure your HP would extend all the way there because basically you need a berm over there, and this swell is keeping coming down. Well, you actually can have a 0.5. No, never mind. It agrees with the slope of the swell, so don't worry about that.
All right, cool. Yeah, I just didn't want the water getting into the swell.
Yeah. So, okay, DI 106.50. There is a conflict. I think this is still an estimate. This is actually lower than 6.5 because this
I think it is.
should be 6.5 if that's correct. So this one is lower.
Okay.
And yeah, if that one is lower, 0.2 or something, 6, yeah, you have a 6 over there. Again, label all these contours. LP, that works. HP. About that one, we need a spot over here. Could be 6.5 or something, and then that it's higher, and then your LP is 5.36. Well, it does work, but this one also needs an RDI because it's independent. They don't share
Okay.
the same overflow mechanism.
Yep.
Yeah. Your ramp starts with 07. That's okay. It's a little bit lower than 07.
Yeah. And
And then 6. Yeah, I don't know. That needs to be marked up. So not too close to your 1106 contour below.
Okay.
And then yeah, the labeling, I think it's pretty much about the organization.
Yeah.
Once you mask all of those, you made the background gray, it will be better. It will be easier to understand which label is for which spot. And I think that needs a little bit of work at this point. But I think you understand the material quite well.
Okay.
In terms of what the RDI, elevation, LPHP, where the spot needs to be. So those I'm not too worried about. You would want to add one more HP just to separate these two. Okay. That's that.
And so while we're looking at this, like the bioretention I have in the middle of the drop off.
Okay.
So I remember we taught like before we added the bioretention, like you told me to add a contour in there just for just as a contour. Does that contour still need to be in there along with the bioretention, or does the bioretention contour like kind of replace that contour? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This is 8. Is it 8? No, 7.
Yes, I think it.
Oh, this is 8.
I think,
Yeah, this
that's
is
8.
8. So there would be 1 8 inside of the bioretention, connecting the middle somewhere back out here. So if there's no retention, there is a 8 over here. If your curb cut is 7.5, which would be actually higher than 7.5 based on its location.
Yeah.
No, slightly above. Then your RDI is 6.8. Your LP. This is a little too. Okay. Your RDI is 6.8. Then you would also have a 7 contour. You would have 2 contours actually. That's correct. You have an 8 and then you have a 7 inside.
Okay.
And then I'm going down here for, this is actually, yeah, like this. That's the 7 and this is 7. Yeah, yeah, this works. You do need that 8 because that 8 is actually your berm is part of your berm. Yeah, that 8 was part of the berm. So you're going down and then up and then going down. Yeah.
All right. All right, cool. That straightens that out.
Yeah, awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I think for the most part,
feeling good?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm feeling good. I have all your comments from last time. There's a lot to do, but I feel like I have a good amount of time to do it, and I'm confident that I can fix all those things. They're mostly just like little things anyway. So just organization, and I have to fix the ramp and those contours there, and then I'm going to shorten the plaza and lengthen the ramp. I pretty much remember everything, and I have your comments from last time, so I think I'm good.
Good to know.
Right. Thank you, Wuhong.
Sounds good. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, Desiree. Should I pay attention here? I didn't have one before. Arrow to flat. Got a little confusing. Yeah, give me a moment to reach through. Then, okay, good. Good questions. You would not need a low point of the swell. What you would need to do here is get rid of that one, and that becomes your entrance point, and you would just need to label a spot where your bioretention starts. This one, yeah, all these, they do need to be specified in terms of the HP, the RDI, and the LP. The LP will be in the bottom, HP will be in that area. Okay. Right. Yeah, that's pretty much what you need for that retention area.
Okay.
I think this works fine. This looks fine. Okay. So that's that area. This area is too flat. How can I make it less flat? You add one more contour. So if this is your, I'm trying to find your center line here. Yeah, that's your center line. Not center line, ridge line, sorry. What we need to do is we need to, again, offset both of these lines, both of that line and this line for 50. So I'm eyeballing, it might look like this. So you have an 8, so this is your 9. So that's too low, definitely. Okay. Find out where that 1109 is and calculate your building FFE based on the 9 contour. So that's that. All right, and looking for another question. Oh, no, it doesn't let me. Okay, now it. The lower plaza bioretention. All right. So you basically had a calculation of the edge of the plaza. Well, once you have a TFFE fixed, you should change the BFFE. It will be higher as well. And also, we would not have a one step out of the back patio, just to make them accessible from the bottom as well. So these elevations will be elevated a tad, not a lot.
Okay.
Then this will be close to 90. I would still say 97.5 or something. And then you have your LP. You do need an RDI though. You do need an RDI. Just close to the edge will be fine. Any location will be okay. 1097, good. LHP, good. Yeah, so it works. I think we are having, is the 98 along your edge? So this, oh, that's the ramp, sorry. So 98 is over here. I think we're missing a 97 contour. Or is it the, yeah, it's connected to the wrong contour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that needs to be this one. And my 6 needs to be moved. My is that right? 7, 6, 5, no. It was the, yeah. So this is the 10. Yeah, we're one contour off.
Okay.
That's the 10. And 9 is over here. 8 should be doing something like that. I'm not sure yet. Then you have 7, 6, 5. 7, 6, 5. Okay. I think what we need to do, if this is again up, these needs to be pushed lower. Well, if there's any chance that you actually can change one contour number to make it easier. Well, this is, this is also pretty good already. So yeah, let's not do that. Yeah, let's still try to correct the FFE first, and then correct these contour, and then work on the retention elevation.
Okay.
Okay. Should I put another retention here? Well, you're on the ridge there, so I don't think it's necessary to put a retention there.
Okay.
Yeah, you won't receive water anyway, unless you kind of dig it out and make it really low, which is not desirable either. So what I notice here is that these are conflicting. So one of them needs to be pushed out. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so it would be the retention that's pushed out. And this one needs to attach like that. Okay. Well, there are some contours missing on this side.
Yeah, I didn't get to finish it.
Yeah, yeah, we should just don't forget that area. All right. If you're a little concerned that this area is getting a little too flat, because this is, so we can do something like this. Otherwise, this area will be too flat, right? We want to try to keep this 50 feet apart from this line to that line.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
All right. Very similar to comments with others, I don't think we need to create a swell. Oh, we don't need to create a swell once we get to this point.
So I just stopped at the edge of the canyon?
We have an 8, we have a 7, we have, yeah, we'll try to, let's do one together. So your ramp starts here. This is a little bit higher than 107. So yes, your 107 would be somewhere starting from there, and your 6 would likely be there. And we're trying to connect. So that doesn't need to be a swell. We can end the swell somewhere above. This is relatively clean water, and that's okay just to do that.
Mhm.
Then we start the ramp, start this contour here, and then we try to connect to my 7, and I would make this smaller so that I can utilize that space instead of stacking too many over in between. So what I would try to aim for is, yeah, I can see you have a plaza, trench drain there, RDI. Okay, so I would still try to attach the 07 a bit closer, because I don't think this will affect this area too much. Now I have my 6 going like this, going like that, and then my 6 would be doing this. My 5 will be somewhere here, I would try to do this instead. So this is how you try to make it work by doing both sheet flow in this area. Also try to do sheet flow in that area as well. I'm just gonna erase this so that you can see that more clearly. Okay. Now, if we keep going, that will be my 4. Where we are running out of space a little bit once we get down, but I wasn't keeping kind of the accurate calculation in this area. You may be able to tighten a bit better than what I did just now. Okay. All right. Yeah, if necessary, you can make it longer by basically doing this, the ramp. Okay. Yeah, I think right now the turn, you're having pretty short segments and then make a turn. It will be a bit more ideal if we kind of have a smaller number of turning. Yeah, we're basically having the same amount of number of turning, but we're having longer stretches of the ramp before people have to turn. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Other questions? We're good?
For the bioretention by the swale, should the high points just go only on the?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, you can have a high point there.
No, for the bioretention by the parking lot. I wasn't sure if I put the high points on.
It's a little hard for me to hear you. Can you annotate where I should go?
Right here.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Right here. Does the high point just go here, or do I just put it over here?
It's going to be on this side because we're going down.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all the questions I have.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Thank you. Abigail. Increase all the contours by 1. Can make the spacing of the contours on the upper left side better. Add a train to the highlighted by retention. Should I make the divergent swell bigger? You have enough space for the divergent swell. Having trouble with the grading on the front plaza. How do the contours interact? Your ramp doesn't seem to be long enough at this point. Retaining wall. I don't necessarily need a retaining wall unless you have a situation like Aubrey's. How should the contour on the back plaza look in areas around here? Okay, we'll go one by one. On the upper left side, better. Okay. It's basically tighten up the connection on the left side. So we have a 1112. Because we don't need retention in this area, we can make it very tight. So your 1113, I'm a little confused about your 1113 though.
I just realized that I didn't connect them back to the right locations after I increased them. So all of like the ones up here are off by 1.
Off by 1. Is this is 13? If this is 13, then we should be okay. Well, let's take a look as we go. So if this is 13, Yes, that's right. This is 13. We have my 12 going like this. And what I can do is I can connect starting from there. Then do this. Then go back. My 12 would go somewhere here. Okay. Yeah, it is off by 1, huh?
Yeah, it's just in the upper left corner. I forgot to connect the original line back to the correct contour since I changed them all.
So is the current parking lot contours correct?
Yes, everything should be correct besides like the numbers should be right. I just didn't connect the upper left ones back to the right contours.
Yes. Okay. So the 13 needs to be connected here. 12 would be doing this. And 11 would be doing that. And 10 would be doing this. Right? So that's how you can actually tighten things up in this end. Now you have the 9 going like this, and 8 going from here. Well, that is 9. This is 8, correct? Yeah, these can be even tighter if you want to. Now we are still needing to, attach those contours. Well, let me clear. Let me move it down a little. And I want to try to do the 9 over here. I want to try to connect back to the 9 over. This is 10. This is 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, it does take quite a bit of moving contours. That's 10. Yeah, you kind of have to stay very tight on that side, otherwise you would run into issues. Trying to look for where so this is 8. Going to find 7. 7 is probably going around. Yes, going around. Becoming this, then becoming that. 6. There is hope. No, because 6 is over here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Does seem like I have to get down to about 1 or 0 to be back to original grade. So this is the area of the most constraint. But it should be able to get back to original contour when you get to the 0 contour.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. So that's that part. The highlighted by retention. How to add a drain. Your divergence swell seems to be big enough. Yeah, 13, 12, those all seem okay. Yeah, you don't actually have anything draining into the side. You have, once you get beyond this point, now water is all draining to the other area. So you don't actually have, now once you get down to this curve, you have you have usable. I mean, you can have curb cuts to open up the curb and receive some water, maybe starting from here. Yeah, no, it's too, that is too small. No, not that one.
Last time you said that I could add a tidal drain to this bioretention, so I
Basically,
could.
just adding a drain over there before the cars get into the drop off area. So this is where your drain could be.
Oh, okay.
And that's your entrance. Yeah, that's your entrance of the flow. And yeah, connecting back to the retention area. Yeah, and then all these will be getting inside here, and you could everything else, it seems to be directed back to the curb cut over there. And I probably mentioned that we should calculate this area to make sure that it's not too big. If it's too big, then you could separate it out, having one more and another there. But no, do calculate that area to make sure it's not too big. Okay, so that's that. Trouble with the grading on the front plaza. Let's take a look. So the first thing we need to look at is the contour. We have a 1108. 1108 contour can do this and then can turn. We probably are about, so did we talk about the swale on the other side and trying to have a center line sort of go yeah, sorry, I will have to be reminded about last time, but I do think if I gave the right advice last time, I would ask for the center line of the swell to go this direction. Then, okay, I don't quite remember what I talked about last time, but if it makes sense, I would try to do this. I would, oh, clicked on the wrong button. Yeah, I would tend to make, so this is my ridge line. I would try to make the swell go that way and the swell go this way. So then what I would do is I would offset that one, not offset that one, but I would try to look for where the mirrored 8 is over here. So that one goes like that originally. I would look for the mirrored 8. It would look like something like that. That's my 8. And then I would have my 7 being somewhere over here. And my 7 being somewhere here. So that would help you know, let's not have my swell center line go down to the parking lot and then go out. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if I gave that advice last time. If I did not, I apologize because that's a major thing that should have happened. All right, so we have 8 and 7 contours now. You have the retention, you have the trench drain getting to the RDI, you have this C, this getting into the retention area, you have the center line goes through the major retention area. All those, I think the drainage works, but you do need to find a way to connect this one and, okay. If this is case, we would make this go around up, change to up. So the 7 would go around like this. And or I can push it, closer and then have my plaza water. Yeah, there's a bit of an issue of mixed water. Let's try to get this cleaned up. Mixed water, you have clean water going. All right, so let's do this. We have the lowest point is over here. That's correct. Cutting through, we have dirty water going like this and that. And we have clean water going from here and here to this one. So that's how we separate them. And then we have a high point, a few high points between these two cells. So this one it's lower, and that one these ones coming from the plaza is actually a bit higher. Although I wouldn't expect them to differ too much, but this is a good way of separating these two because you have dirty water coming out of here and here, and then you have clean water from the plaza, relatively clean, getting into this one by the center line and by the trench drain. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, and then the contour of the 7, because this is relatively flat, could go around like this and then come back. Depending on how big this is, you could even cut. I don't think you need that big, so then you can tighten your 7 up and hit the wall here. Okay. All right, that's that part. So when you mentioned you don't know how to grade the front plaza, is it mostly about the contours here, or is it more?
Do you mean the lower plaza?
You also mentioned something about the upper plaza, right?
Oh, I
Front
think
plaza.
you
Okay.
just went over that.
Okay, cool. The lower plaza, we have the 1108. So now our TFFE is a little bit higher. No, lower actually. Once we moved our 1108 closer to the building, we have a little bit a lower TFFE. So we have 98 something as our BFFE. And we're trying to connect to, okay. For this one, if our top FE is 8.5, bottom FFE would be 98.5, and 98 will be somewhere here. So your 5, 6, 7, your 7 would need to be moved a little bit to accommodate the new 8. Yeah, 7 would be probably like that, and your wall would be like this. Yeah, and your ramp will be opening up a kind of doorway out of the retaining wall and connect back to your plaza. So it looks like it's going to be a relatively simple solution of having a 97 wrapping around and being the first contour out of your plaza situation. So this is what the bottom contours would look like. I think your question probably also relates to how do I fit in a garden there, right? If that's what you need to do, you do seem like you're running out of space, so you can make your plaza a bit more, or you could make it smaller, but also pushing the contours out a bit to make some room for a garden in between the plaza and your steeper slope downhill. I would start with simply making a small back plaza. Okay, make a small back plaza and create some space for the garden. So your back is the situation is these 2% slope, flowing down, and then it will drop to a pretty steep slope to merge with the existing contour. And then by making it smaller, you will be able to do this, right, to create that space for the retention garden. Otherwise, it's going to be you need to push these even further to make an even steeper slope, which I don't think you have the space to do. Hope that helped. Does that make sense for that part?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think I'll also have like more questions about this once I actually attempt it. So maybe if there's time on Thursday, I can get some feedback.
Sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. So basically, what I foresee is that you have a smaller plaza, and you have a 98 contours out on your plaza, and then 97 wrappers around, and that's about it. Okay. So your ramp is not long enough. That's why it has been hard to connect to your existing contour. But if you look at, the elevation here, it would be, once you have made the contour correction for 8 to be around there, this will be 7 points, for instance 6. And basically you use 5% to find wherever your 7 is, and 6 and 5. Your 7, I suppose it would be doing something like this, and then it should kind of start connecting. Yeah, you do need a there could be, your 7 could be somewhere here, because your 8, your revision of 8 is likely there. So your 7, I imagine the 7 would be somewhere here. Not. Would be somewhere here, going around like that. And your 6 will be, again, this will be measured by, it will be 20 feet at 5%. And did I connect to the wrong? That one was connected wrong, so it should be like this. And my 6 goes just like that, but that one, because I'm lacking space, I need to go up and then go, so that I can take advantage of a little bit more space in that area. What I would recommend is that, once we have the revised center line, I would try to push my ramp out away from my building sidewall a bit more, but I wouldn't overlap with my center line that much. So I would have a longer one, 200 feet, and connecting back to my bottom plaza. Right, I could also do, just dragging it out whichever way that I can come up with 200 feet, I would try to do that. At the same time, I would try to avoid an overlap with my center line, unless I want to design a bridge. But I would start simple. Start with a simple solution, and if I want to make it more complicated, I can always come back and make changes, right? So why don't we start with a 200 feet long ramp first? And again, I think we can take a look. It should take about 10 minutes to go through the ramp once you have another draft. Does that sound good? I think we have a little bit of work to do in terms of the front plaza, back plaza contours, ramp contours. Then start with those, prioritize those, and we can take a look, and then you'll be in a much better shape in terms of calculating spots and everything later on.
Okay. I do have a quick question about the ramp. I did try to do the 200-foot ramp, but it seemed like it came out like super far. Is that a problem?
Yeah, if it came out super far, I just would avoid for it to go, back and then go to the to downslope too much and then go back. I would try to avoid that, because that makes it harder to connect your contours. If it goes out just far to this side, I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Okay.
If I don't want to, I can make more zigzagging so that this distance is not too far. I would zigzag and go back.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I think that's all of your drawings, and I will be available to answer any more questions from any of you, okay?